morning, students. We are doing today the end of the pipe treatment, the subtopic under caring for our soil. So this is actually approach to control of pollution or pollution control in order to treat the wastewater or the effluent before it is discharged into the environment. Now we are learning in this the scope and limitations or advantages and disadvantages of the end of the pipe treatment. End of the pipe treatment can be anything. It can be effluent treatment plant, or it can be water recycling, or if it is a pharmaceutical industry, it can be a device to make the smoke less toxic before it is released into the air. So it is what is taking place before the waste is discharged into the environment. So the scope is the advantages. The first one is it overcomes water crisis. Now when this water, which is waste, is recycled, it can be reused, or it can be used for irrigation, or some putting water on the sports ground, or flush toilets, gardening. Then when this is done, there is the industries which require potable water. So there is this water available for them to use. When this is recycled, this water can be used for the purposes like gardening, etc. So there is plenty of water available for industries, for agriculture, etc. Now this water cannot be used for root crops because they are absorbing what is there in the water or the nutrients in the soil. So it will be very bad if you eat these crops. So these water or recycled effluent can be used only for big plants like the coconut plantations, mangoes, etc. It is eco-friendly because it doesn't harm the environment like the effluent or like the wastewater. So it is environmental friendly and safe. Now it controls and prevents land or water pollution. Thus there will be less disease or less health hazards. So we can also prevent public health, health of the people. There will be less disease. Mostly waterborne disease are always 4 out of 10 people in the hospital. There are always 4 suffering from waterborne disease. So that it will be less when the waste is treated before it is released into the water bodies or land. Now it also prevents biomagnification. When this treated water is sent into the environment, the toxins which go into the food chain will be less. So the next trophic level which is affected is it will be not harming them because there won't be some toxins going to the water or land. So everyone knows what is biomagnification. I have explained in the virtual classroom. Now it also prevents eutrophication, that is the algal bloom. It is because of fertilizers mostly from the agricultural field, or it is also from the industries like Zuari Agro Limited and all. So when this goes into the water body, what happens is the algae will increase in the number, and all the oxygen in the water will be used up by them, keeping no dissolved oxygen for other animals in the water. So they either have to migrate, or some of them will die, and the bacteria will decompose the algae which are dying as their lifespan is getting over. So when this happens in a few months or a year, the water body is completely deprived of the dissolved oxygen. So when this happens, in a long run it turns into a dead lake. There is no living animal found there, fish or other aquatic animals. Now another thing is, when the effluent is treated, it will also conserve or preserve the land or water habitats or the ecosystems. So the animals will be not having any harmful effect on their body. Now when all this is done, the water resources which are used like groundwater, the water from surface water or from the lakes, rivers, etc., there will be less stress on these water bodies. When this water is recycled and reused for some purposes, then this water will be available for the ones which need them. Now coming to limitations or disadvantages, the first one is it is expensive. Then vast area is required for effluent treatment plant to set up. Then operating and maintenance cost is high. The trained skilled people are required. Anyone cannot just work there. You need a degree in like sanitary engineering and all. So you need to monitor it well, that anything is going on wrong, they have to fix it, or they should know it. People are not aware. This is another advantage. This is people around the place, they don't know what is the difference between a treated waste and just when it is left into the water bodies. They are not aware. So awareness is less among the people in the village and all. Then there is no government support or financial support, you can say. So some industry will be there having the plant around, but it may not be working because they don't have proper support from the government. And careful monitoring is required, because if anything goes wrong and if it is not done properly, then it is of waste. The water will not be treated at all. Now these advantages and disadvantages, some of them are same for effluent treatment plant, and we'll be doing another lesson next, that is caring for our caring for our water. In that we are doing water recycling. So water recycling is actually wastewater recycling. So these are same, but in that what you are writing is the advantages and disadvantages of the the treated water. So for that you have to just write what is common, you can highlight, okay, and just keep it ready. Thank you.